Standards, the essential building blocks of a functional world. The driving invisible force behind the quality of how we live, work, and play in the Caribbean. In the expressions of our creative genius and cultural industries.
Usain Bolt storming through, he takes it again, Blake gets the silver.
And in our drive for competitive advantage in how we trade and do business with the world. This is the story of CROSQ, CARICOM's regional organization for standards and quality, and its continuing journey in quality.
Beyond its breathtaking coastal vistas with boundaries to the Atlantic Ocean, the eastern Caribbean island of St. Lucia, with a population of just under 200,000, is determined to build out a robust national quality infrastructure to improve the quality of life of its people and industries. The St. Lucia Bureau of Standards has benefited from funding support under the 10th EDF CRIP-EPA Technical Barriers to Trade program, which is providing capacity building support for national standards bureaus through regional and international partnerships facilitated with funding from the European Union.
Recognizing that there are capacity constraints in the Caribbean to gain greater market access into the EU, they have built in a capacity building component within the EPA agreement. And a part of that is looking at technical barriers to trade, or looking at reducing technical barriers to trade. So as it stands, we have these capacity constraints where we are not all meeting those requirements, and so the 10th EDF TBT component was designed to address some of those capacity constraints in trying to strengthen our quality infrastructure, as we call it, in the Caribbean, for us to be better able to penetrate the European market.
The St. Lucia Bureau of Standards has benefited from mass and temperature metrology training through internships for key staff in Trinidad and Tobago and Peru, and was recognized by the International Organization of Legal Metrology in 2015 as the first Caribbean country for excellent achievements in legal metrology in developing countries.
We have many clients in all sectors of the economy. In the area of tourism, we verify all the scales used at the Urinary International Airport. Verification of fuel dispensers program has been more or less a flagship program of the department, in that it was the first major verification program we established. And it is a very visible program in that when you go to the various filling stations, you can clearly see the green pass stickers indicating that they have met the requirements of the Metrology Act.
We take 2 runs, and if it's okay, we put a pass sticker. If it's not okay and it cannot be adjusted by the technician, then we put a rejected sticker.
The Bureau of Standards has seen itself over the last 10 to 15 years doing a lot of work in the area of agriculture. We have supported that work with the development of an agricultural certification program. We have done similar work in tourism, so we have looked at the development of standards for the tourism industry with the support of certification programs.
Our alignment or interest is really as the industry grows. We recognize that it is one where safety is very crucial. It's a product that is based on somebody's interpretation of how they receive it, and you would want to know that any tourism product that is offered it really does sell St. Lucia as the best destination, and at the same time, it is safe.
If you're a business, you've got to be focused on the needs, the desires of the customer. And quality is customer driven. And it's good that there is a regional approach to it, because the islands, the nations of the Caribbean are relatively small in the scheme of things. And to do things on our own would be very difficult. So forming some kind of a block is a sensible thing to do. It is very important that when an item is purchased out of the Caribbean, that the persons overseas that are purchasing these feel confident that there's some quality there's something you can rely on.
When we go out in the market and we can show that we meet product standards, that's important. It gives you more respect to be able to demand a higher price. This year we brought in 5 bureaus of standards in the region, Jamaica, Trinidad, Grenada, Barbados, and one other, to take part in this proficiency testing so that they can assess their own testing accuracy. It encourages the collaboration between us, and it makes them understand the sector a bit better. And it's a win-win for everybody. It's a great example, actually, of public-private sector partnership.
The CROSQ network of national standards bodies have benefited over the years from technical support and expertise from a number of partners, such as the PTB, the German metrology agency, and maintains strong functional relationships with INDOCAL, El Instituto Dominicano para la Calidad, the national standards body of the Dominican Republic.
Yo veo una región mucho más integrada. Estamos dando los primeros pasos ya de lograr normas equivalentes entre nuestros países. Todos los países tenemos el mismo problema, que nuestros productores son muy recelosos con sus cosas. Es deber de nuestras instituciones, porque entre nuestras instituciones del Caribe tenemos puntos más afines y nos entendemos más fácil. Yo creo que en la medida en que las instituciones que trabajamos las infraestructuras de la calidad trabajemos más unidas, podremos lograr juntos un mayor avance de la región.
Estamos frente acá en el laboratorio de tiempo y frecuencia. Este laboratorio es un laboratorio ligeramente joven y nuestro objetivo es brindar servicios de calibración de dispositivos que tienen que ver con esto, como son, por ejemplo, generadores de pulso, cronómetros de alta precisión, y de alguna manera brindar algún soporte científico a algunas áreas que así lo necesiten en esa línea.
Este es el laboratorio de masa de INDOCAL. El laboratorio tiene aproximadamente un año funcionando. El laboratorio fue producto de una ardua tarea y colaboración y cooperación de muchas entidades y países, especialmente todo lo que tiene que ver con el PTB, con CROSQ.
El laboratorio de masa es uno de los laboratorios más complicados porque requiere que se tengan condiciones ambientales controladas.
Desde la DGCOM siempre hemos promovido que la riqueza de los programas regionales es que promuevan esa cooperación regional, y con este proyecto se ha logrado esa sinergia entre CROSQ e INDOCAL. Siempre lo ponemos como un proyecto exitoso, como una buena lección, el hecho de que se puede trabajar a nivel regional y que es una relación ganar-ganar, porque se pueden producir sinergias y podemos compartir experiencias y compartir nuestras fortalezas de manera y viceversa, tanto a nivel de CROSQ con INDOCAL como con INDOCAL con CROSQ. Entonces se ha demostrado con este proyecto que sí se puede trabajar a nivel regional, y cuando se trabaja así todos somos beneficiados.
Antes de este programa se habían hecho algunos esfuerzos y ya República Dominicana había dado algunos pasos para acercarse a CROSQ, al órgano regional de normalización, ¿no?, y de estandarización de CARICOM. Pero eran pasos más, digamos, hacia buscar una cooperación funcional que todavía no estaba muy claro sobre cuáles elementos se podía dar, ¿no? Somos órganos similares, pero todavía no tenemos un marco común de trabajo. Este programa le ha dado esa oportunidad.
From the idyllic Spanish lookout community in Belize, home to the industrious Mennonite people, to the ancient Mayan ruins of Zunantunich, Belize is home to more than 50% of the world's biodiversity, with the second largest rainforest in the Western Hemisphere and an expansive barrier reef system. These are natural attributes upon which the Belizean government is seeking to build its national quality infrastructure by looking to its regional partners.
As a young nation, maybe in this region, we've learned also from what has happened around us. And every step that we make in terms of implementing a new standard or even looking at some of the compliance issues, we have done so in consultation with the sectors that they impact. This whole movement is not only important for Belize, as you were quite aware, it's so important for this region. And we can't survive alone. We can only be stronger together.
Belize has broken into the international seafood market with a growing reputation in Europe for high-quality shrimp. Here on the road to Placencia in the Stand Creek district, on over 70 acres of sprawling property at Belize Aquaculture Limited, shrimp are grown in aerated ponds under delicate conditions where a tiny slip in quality control could wipe out an entire year of business.
Quality is really the foundation of the business. It's the basics. It's really the minimum. We need to satisfy our customers. So that's really the first reason why we do consider quality as a top priority in this business. It's also the access to those markets worldwide where people are ready and willing to pay a price premium for a high quality product. And when we talk about quality, of course, it involves the quality of the product, it involves the food safety, it involves the environmental and the social sustainability of the operations.
National standards bodies help to support the policies of their national governments for standards and quality, and like the Belize Bureau of Standards, play the role of quality collaborator and facilitator for industry.
We have ensured that the Bureau is aligning itself with key economic sectors, because we want to ensure that we develop standards that are relevant or put in place a quality infrastructure that is relevant to our key economic sectors. And that is how we've been operating over the last 8 years.
Emerging from humble beginnings in this remodeled container office, the BBS is now getting ready to move into an impressive purpose-built facility, thanks in large measure to the European Union.
The work for this building initially started in 2010 when funds from the European Union Belize Rural Development Project 2 was identified. It means that the Bureau now has the physical infrastructure to be able to execute its mandate as it was originally envisioned in 1992, having the mandate for standards and quality and metrology and so on. This now gives it the tools for the Bureau to be able to effectively execute its mandate.
The CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, radiating rays of quality across the Caribbean and harmonizing the highly technical work of national quality institutions. In developing and promoting standards and quality, CROSQ is leveling the playing field for Caribbean trade in the global space, building a regional quality infrastructure, advancing Caribbean quality culture. Learn more about the national standards bodies and the CROSQ Network in your country. Join the movement to build the regional quality infrastructure for our amazing Caribbean future.